So this morning, it's Saturday the 9th, and it's 9 a.m.-ish. Typically, this is not where I would be on a Saturday morning, in my car, in my habit, driving somewhere. But this morning, I'm going to a funeral for a relative of one of the sisters, and that's the kind of thing that we do as sisters. We show up for each other, supporting each other, mourning with each other, celebrating with each other. So it's important to me that I am there with my sister and her family. So I'm on my way to Arcadia this morning to do that. I'm on the 10. Fortunately, there's not a lot of traffic, so that's good. Saturday and Sunday morning are the best times to drive in Los Angeles. If you have anywhere to go, go on Saturday and Sunday morning early. You can like get to the beach so quickly, get down to Orange County quickly, all those things, very nice. So since we're here in the car, I thought I would talk about like the stuff that I typically do in the car. Because I spend about an hour in the car each day when I'm going to school, like on a weekday. It could be more time as well if I go to drum lesson or if there's some other event that I need to go to in the evening. So typically in the morning, what I'll do is when I get in the car, I'll put on the news. I'll listen to NPR News, or lately I've been listening to this BBC podcast that summarizes the news in the early morning, and it's a nice podcast of like 20 minutes, and so I'll listen to some of the headlines and thoughts for the day. I like that BBC News a lot because it gives I think just a more international perspective to the news than NPR does. So international news that might not show up in our national news is often there in the BBC, so I like that as well. I think it's a nice companion to the national news here. Also in the morning when I'm getting ready, I'll have listened to NPR News. I like to do that as I'm getting ready before I go to prayer, so that way when I go into morning prayer, I have with me some of the needs and concerns of the world that I bring. So I'll listen to the news, and then usually in the morning I'll listen to one of the podcasts that I like. Lately I've been listening to a podcast on teaching second language. So I teach Spanish, so like teaching second language. I like that one a lot. I'll listen to a podcast about like music or arts. I like podcasts on those topics. There's a podcast I like called Past Present Pod, where it's 3 historians who look at current events and explore what's happening in the event now, but then also offer some historical perspective to the current event. So I like that one a lot too. It comes out on Tuesdays. I might also listen to a book that I'm listening on Audible, and I just finished a book that was 45 hours long of listening, and I really liked it. I'm a little bit depressed that it's over because I want to go back into the world of the book, so I might listen to it again. I might not, because I have some other books in Audible to listen to as well. So I'll listen to a little bit of that. Then as I get closer to school, often I'll like turn things off and just have some silence so I can collect myself, my thoughts for the day, say some prayers again. Typically I'll pray for the day. I'll pray for the toe logs. I will have already prayed for the toe logs in my morning prayer, remembering my students, remembering our community, our school community. Especially I think about the girls and praying for their strength. It's such a hard thing to be a teenager today. So I pray for them. I pray for their strength. I pray that they can know how awesome they are, that they can know their worth and their dignity and be themselves. It's so hard to be yourself as a teen in today's world. So I pray for that a lot. So I'll pray for them again. I'll think about the day and just have some moments to put myself in God's presence and ask God to be with me, to be with us in the day. And since we're in Advent, I've been listening to the Advent songs that I really like. So I might listen to some music a little bit in the morning before I get to school, and then be ready for the day. So like that's what happens in the car in the morning. I'm also usually eating my breakfast too in the car, so I make something that I can eat in the car, and I might be drinking tea or coffee. Occasionally I'll stop at Starbucks. There's a Starbucks kind of on my way in Highland Park, and as I'm leaving the house, I'll like put my order into the app, and then as I get closer, I just hit the like submit order thing, and then I pull up to the Starbucks, jump out of the car, go grab my order, and then I'm good to go. I have not done that very much this semester at all, maybe like 3 times. So it's not very often that I do that, because Starbucks is kind of expensive. So when I have like a gift card, I do that, and it's kind of nice. My typical Starbucks order, probably almond milk latte. I like that a lot. And then if it's pumpkin spice season, I might add 1 pump. I only like 1 pump of pumpkin spice, or gingerbread. I also like adding 1 pump of gingerbread. But usually it's just almond milk latte and maybe some cinnamon on it. I like cinnamon adding to it. So I don't really like very sweet coffee or sweet drinks. So I typically don't get that. And I could not drink that much milk. I have to have almond milk, because that much milk would not go well in my stomach. So we've gotten off the 10. We're on Baldwin Avenue. The sign says we're in El Monte. We're going to go up Baldwin for a bit, and pretty soon I'm going to have to put on the Siri to tell me what to do, because I don't really know what to do next. In the evening when I leave school, usually I'll listen to my the book that I'm listening to, because it's a nice way to like decompress after being at school. It helps me to like transition out of all the things I've been thinking about at school and doing, and whatever drama or whatever something has happened at school. I like being able to like just kind of escape into the world of the book on my way home and not have to do a lot of thinking. And I might listen to some music. Usually it's my book. I also like listening to the Moth podcast in the evenings too, the storytelling. I like that a lot. I would highly recommend The Moth. It's a good show to listen to. You can listen to it live on the radio. I don't actually know when that is, live on the radio, because I always listen on the podcast. So The Moth has really good storytelling. I wish I could be a storyteller. I think that'd be a cool thing to do. I'm really not a good storyteller. Anyway, that's what I do in the evenings on my way home. And that's about it in the car. So thanks for driving with me. I need to pay attention to the directions, because this is a place I don't usually come to.